I will admit that I've been a fan of Christopher Nolan's movies over the years. Memento is one of my favourite films, as is Inception. And I loved his Dark Knight trilogy and Interstellar. And I think that The Prestige is a masterpiece in cinema. Not such a big fan of Tenet, but no one's perfect. Everyone has the right to a creative misfire now and then. And I will say that Tenet does seem to come in for quite a bit of heat among my subscriber base, and I can't say I blame you. That's a movie that I switched off partway through. But it seems Nolan's latest movie, the upcoming The Odyssey, starring Matt Damon and based on Homer's epic, it might be facing considerable backlash. And I've already discussed the issues surrounding the dialogue in the film, which just sounds too contemporary. And it just sounds unsuited to an epic fantasy story of this kind. Well, there are some casting choices in the film that have also generated additional controversy, and we're going to discuss those. This article is from Geeks and Gamers. The Odyssey trailer becomes Christopher Nolan's most disliked preview ever amid backlash over creative changes. Christopher Nolan has spent nearly 2 decades building one of the strongest reputations in Hollywood. From the Dark Knight trilogy to Inception and Oppenheimer, Nolan cultivated a fan base willing to show up for almost anything with his name attached. But the first trailer for The Odyssey appears to be testing that loyalty in a way no previous Nolan film ever has. While the trailer is not technically ratioed on its main upload, the negative response surrounding the project is unlike anything Nolan has faced before. So, the article talks about what the like to dislike ratio was for the primary trailer upload at the time of publishing the article, and then compares that to some of the trailers for some of Nolan's previous films, and the Odyssey trailer certainly has more dislikes, relatively speaking. Now, the full article is linked below for you to check out, but it says here the primary trailer upload currently sits at roughly 315,000 likes against approximately 81,000 dislikes. Wow, so 81,000 dislikes is quite high when you compare that to 315,000 likes. That is quite a high portion of dislikes, it has to be said. So yeah, it's a lot of dislikes when compared to the trailers for his other work. Now, why is there such a high degree of controversy and negativity directed at this film at the present time? Well, as we've said, casting choices are one such reason. It says one of the largest points of backlash involves reports that Lupita Nyong'o will portray Helen of Troy, a legendary Greek figure traditionally depicted as pale-skinned and blonde within the mythological setting. Now, apologies if I've mispronounced that actress's name. It says critics online have argued the casting represents another example of Hollywood race-swapping established historical or mythological characters. So yeah, in recent years, in plenty of Hollywood movies, we've seen examples of historical figures and also ancient mythological fictional characters who were previously of European ancestry, for example, being cast with non-white actors. That controversy escalated further after Nolan discussed his artistic reasoning for bringing rapper Travis Scott into the project. Nolan reportedly compared Homeric poetry to modern rap performance traditions, a statement that immediately sparked mockery online and fueled concerns that the film would radically reinterpret the source material through a modern political or cultural lens. So Travis Scott, I believe, is playing a bard, and there's concern that the role of the bard is being reinterpreted in a modern way and might include rap in the film. We'll have to wait and see. The article also makes mention of the fact that Elliot Page will be playing a male character, possibly Achilles or Hermes. It's not known for sure which character that's going to be. But when you throw all of these elements together, along with the modern take on the dialogue, it does appear that Nolan's take on the Odyssey might be a bit modern Hollywood, which is why the film finds itself the subject of a kind of a culture war debate. And it should go without saying at this stage that identity politics has been a feature of Hollywood for many years now, a regrettable feature, I would say. Audiences are wary of identity politics or anything that looks like identity politics, and they're tired of it. It generally doesn't sit well with casual moviegoers. And as the article points out, for years, Christopher Nolan largely operated above the cultural battles consuming modern Hollywood. Even when audiences disliked elements of films like Tenet, the criticism typically centered on pacing, audio mixing, or storytelling complexity, not ideological frustration. Yeah, a lot of people found the film to be confusing, needlessly so, and there were issues with the audio mixing for some reason. I don't know why. Nolan maintained a reputation as a filmmaker focused on spectacle, practical filmmaking, and intellectual storytelling rather than Hollywood messaging. That may be changing. Hopefully not. But yeah, I mean, his films always felt politically neutral. No agenda being pushed. No wokeness. He was someone who just focused on telling compelling stories, often in quite complex, creative, innovative and clever ways. So yeah, this is surprising. It's surprising, and it feels like it feels like a big departure for him as a filmmaker, and I don't think it's going to do this film any favors. I mean, it's bad enough that the two trailers released so far just feel very meh, and visually, aesthetically, the film doesn't look great, I would say. I don't like this dull, dreary color palette, and the characters don't feel all that engaging. Again, the dialogue sounds too modern and therefore inappropriate for what is a Greek epic. There's a good deal of controversy over the film, and I don't see how that's going to help the movie when it comes to the box office, for example. I mean, there's nothing really about the movie that makes me eagerly want to see this in the cinema. But there you go. That's the story there. I'm going to wrap the video up there, guys. Regardless of these controversies surrounding the Odyssey, are you still interested in seeing the film in the cinema? Are you still excited for the movie? Looking forward to your comments below. Let me know what you think. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to Computing Forever. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.